Belum ya.
Linknya ganti itu. Coba lihat di previewnya dulu.
Previewnya di YouTube.
YouTube. Belum masuk.
Belum. Hubungkan software streaming. Oke. Nggak bisa ya? Kok nggak keluar ininya, Pak? Yang Dimas.
Previewnya. Previewnya udah keluar belum videomu?
Belum.
Aduh.
Ini aja ya, Pak.
Nah itu coba disetting dulu.
Ya, tamatin dulu ya, Pak.
Apa?
Tamatiin. 12:45 ya, Pak?
Apanya?
Ininya, mulainya.
Iya.
Ya, Pak. Pegang dulu.
Alah, wes sudah saya setting aja itu pakai keyboard kayak gitu. Wes saya aja.
Ini sudah kok, Pak. Sudah. Pak. Ini sudah, Pak.
Ya udah.
Buat streaming.
Kamu udah streamingnya udah ini belum?
Di Zoom.
Udah.
Belum ada mukanya. Pakai ini loh. Kayak gini.
Linknya lain itu, nah. Kita nggak bisa pakai itu lagi.
Berarti?
Bukan yang itu. Yang di preview, coba di preview.
Mana preview? Di Zoom atau apa di ini?
Bukan, yang di YouTube.
Di YouTube.
Nah, itu udah keluar belum?
Belum keluar ini. Belum keluar mukaku, Pak. Bisa kayak gini kalau mau mulai. Dia juga iya. Kalau semuanya oke. Sepak reset salin aktifkan otomatis.
Yang di Zoom-nya udah keluar tapi.
Yang di Zoom tuh munculnya kayak gini, Pak. Pas kita klik yang custom apanya tadi tuh.
Ya iya, itu di YouTube bukan di Zoom.
Iya, maksudnya di Zoom-nya kayak gini. Kan? Tadi kan aku klik yang
Nah, itu tunggu sampai akhir dulu.
Nah, muncul kayak gitu. video has been removed by the uploader. Oh.
Coba ke YouTube live streaming lagi
Ya. Terus?
Streaming key-nya udah sama belum sih?
Nah, itu kan biasanya ada muncul kayak gitu kan, Pak, kalau kita klik yang custom live-nya itu. Nah, tapi biasanya yang muncul yang key-nya kayak gitu kan, URL key. Nah, itu nggak muncul.
Sebelumnya kamu udah masukkan?
Sebelumnya kemarin waktu apa sih yang jadwal itu hari ini nggak masuk, cuman terhubung.
Udah gini sih, kamu keluar dulu tak setting semua dulu sebentar.
Oke, di Zoom kan saya keluarin, Pak. Oke.
Hello.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. And you?
Okay. 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 I will let Mas Andi to join here first. I got some technical problems with the YouTube streaming, so I have to set it before.
Sure, no problem.
Okay, I'll let Mas Andi to join first. Still can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Assalamualaikum, Bapak Andi. Assalamualaikum. Halo.
Mas Andi?
Unmute.
Udah.
Ah,
Okay.
yes.
Udah. Oke. Oke deh.
Oke.
Ye.
Kita coba dulu ya. Kita coba dulu.
Suaranya Mikul kecil nih.
Halo.
Udah, oke.
Oke, udah oke?
Kok Raimu kok anu ya?
Oke.
Ya. Iya.
Nanti bentar lagi kita mulai ya. Slide wes ready?
Langsung slide iki. Mbok buka sih
Ayo,
wae.
nanti tak buka dulu baru nanti
Ya, profil
apa namanya?
dulu.
Oke, saya tak let the participant to join.
Ya. Sounds okay ya?
Sounds okay.
Yes, we can hear you wide and clear.
Okay. Still 20 participants, maybe it will be more. Okay. Assalamualaikum Bu Ati.
Waalaikumsalam Pak
Yes,
Miftah.
we're about to start Bu Ati to this new episode of webinar. So maybe before we start, Bu Ati deliver some speech dulu ya.
Boleh ya.
Yes. Okay.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yeah, thank you for joining us in this new episode webinar. So today, we'll be talking about the international trade and marketing, and we have two industry expert right here. The first one is Clement Zemmour from Haute Patisserie and Nuskan Cahyadi. And they are all my bros actually. So we've been knowing each other for so long, and hopefully they will give some insight towards the business situation, their business situation, because they operate in different business actually. So we will get, hopefully, we will get the insight, we will get knowledge from them about their business during pandemic COVID-19. So before we start, let's start this webinar with basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Of course, for the opening speech, I will let our head of department, Ibu Retno Widowati, to deliver the speech. Please, Buati.
Thank you. Thank you Pak Miftah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Good
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. Especially to Mr. Nuskan Cahyadi and Mr. Clement Zemmour for your coming or your participation in this online seminar or webinar. Thank you for your time, your valuable time, and for giving us or sharing about business during the pandemic. It is really an interesting topic in this time. It's very helpful for practitioner and also especially for the students,
Yes.
to get
Yes.
knowledge, about the from the practitioner to run the business or to be survived during the pandemic time or period. Yeah. Again, thank you for your time, and thank you for the students to join this webinar, and also some staff, to earn the knowledge as wide as you can. It is also disguise, an opportunity, for us to in the pandemic era we have to study by online. However, in another side, we can get more information than we study in the class. Maybe more and more practitioner or academician who are really happy to share with you all. Hello, would you please to turn off your microphone, dear students?
This one.
Hello, students.
This one.
Pak
Hello.
Pak Miftah mungkin bisa
Yes. 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 Okay.
We cannot hear.
I cannot hear. I cannot hear either.
Buati, please unmute your microphone. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Again, thank you. And please, for the students, take this opportunity to discuss with the speaker, yeah, to make some discussion. Even we also give the students assignment, yeah, to make the resume for this webinar. Again, thank you and have a nice webinar. Let us say basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for the opening speech, Bu Retno. And I think we're gonna start this discussion and conversation about international trade and marketing shortly. I will let Mr. Nuskan Sahyadi to be the first one.
Okay.
Deliver your speech about this about the business in the pandemic COVID-19 situation. So before that, I will share the CV of Nuskan Cahyadi to give the information for you guys. Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so Mr. Nuskan Cahyadi is industry player, mainly in IT. Am I right?
Yes, correct, Mr. Miftah.
Okay. So he's now taking the position as a managing director at Otkain Corporation, and before that as a CEO at DARPA Inti Pranala, and many more experience before that. So we're going to have the industry player that actually talking about the IT business industry. Yeah. So please, the time is yours, Pak Andi.
Okay, thank you very much, Pak Miftahul. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. First of all, I would like to say thank you very much for inviting me here. It's a pleasure and it's an honor for me to join with this kind of event. And I do believe in this time, in every occasion like this, we will find something new and we will learn more. Okay, for the speaker, even for the participant, will we have a mutual benefit in return, and I do believe that. Okay, I think my profile is already mentioned earlier, but maybe I will let you guys know that basically for the educational background that I have, I don't really have much special or extraordinary. In fact, that I was just graduate from non very famous degree, and when I decide to get my master, I also joined with the same company. Well, the motivation is only to get more discount, of course, that time. And is it clear? I'm sorry.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Very
Sounds
clear.
clear. Okay. Uh, Starting with Otka Teknologi Tama maybe. Well, basically, before maybe this is just a glimpse of Otka Teknologi Tama. Before I ran my own company, it's kind of just like other bachelor degree. I joined with someone else company, and finally I got bored, and then trying to build my own company, and here I am right now in Otka Teknologi Tama. Okay, maybe I will show you some slide about this because our topic is kind of trading and marketing in international business, and which is that what we are doing. I will try to share my slide here. Okay, here we go. Can you see that?
Have not.
Not yet.
Not
Not
yet?
yet.
Not yet.
Okay, I think. Okay. Let me share this. Okay, it is in your screen. Is it there?
Yes,
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 yes.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Okay. This is a standard presentation that we have in Otka Teknologi Tama. Maybe a little bit. Maybe I will start a little bit with. Okay, this is okay. Actually, someone already prepared this for me, so I have to use it. Okay, this is actually the agenda that someone already write it for me, so I will follow this. Yeah, first of all, okay, let me introduce about Otka Incorporation. So the name of this company is Otka Tekno Aditama PT. It was born in 2016, that time when I start to get bored with working with someone else. So I start to build my own company, register to the Ministry of Law and Human Rights, and finally, after several tahajud, I got this name. Then okay, basically what we are doing is we are IT company. So what we provide is IT solution provider, and we're doing this kind of production implementation, and we provide some of the system that used by institution and also the private company. And luckily, after 3 years ago, we start register one of our brand uh, in the Ministry of Law and Human Rights, and we got two brand as our product. So that's why until right now we are still using those two brands, Stire and Commercio. Okay, some people they call Style, but actually this is Stire. This is Norwegian language basically. And until right now, we're still providing this kind of product. So what we are doing is IT solution provider, and we're doing implementation to the client side and service and maintenance. And to support that, of course, we are doing partnership with some manufacturer and also with some distributor locally or in some country. So maybe let me show about our workflow business, because what I'm going to share is what happened to our company before pandemics and after the pandemics, because it's kind of related with what happened to everybody, every company. So basically, this is what we are doing in Otka Tekno Aditama. We are kind of doing some business plan at the end of the years, and we start to take a look what exactly client needs for the product that we need to build. And yeah, every time, every year, we always have this kind of business plan and production plan. And finally, after we are doing some testing, we are just selling or sell this product to the market. This is basically what we are doing every years. And and after that, okay, this is some theory. I know that Pak Miftah known better than me for this, so maybe I will skip.
Only the theory, not the practice.
Yeah, sometimes we are practitioners, so sometimes something like this we just know, but we're not really doing it. So basically, you know better
Yeah.
than me for this.
Yeah.
So I will start with some classification. What kind of trading that we're doing until right now? We're doing import trade, yeah, that's for sure, because one of our manufacturer is in China. So basically, we have our own brand here, the Stire and Commercial, and we build the hardware, the server, maybe you know the Wi-Fi device that using by uh, everyone right now. That we built that product in China, but we inject the software here, because mostly in China they don't really have a people to develop the software. So basically, what they are doing is just like with the hardware, put everything together, and we import from the China. And when the product is here, we inject the software, and finally, when all that working well, we're doing testing here in Indonesia, and there's some of our partner also in Jogja. Uh, Specifically, it's in Sleman. There is one of our partner. They are in Sleman. They are doing software thing, because what we know that there is some place like Yogyakarta, Malang, they have a very good programmer to develop the software that we like. So we have some partnership with China, Yogyakarta, and also India, because India known better about software. For import trade, we are doing every time, every years, and that's why we already have the license for importing the product from abroad. Okay, okay. Next, okay, this is some kind of type of trading that we also do this, but this is kind of thing that also Mr. Miftah known better than me, so I will skip this. You're a smart guy, sir, so I do believe that you understand all this. And
Thanks for the compliment. Yeah.
And for all the students, this is something that in your book. So I will tell you that I will give this slide later, no problem. But basically, what I want to share is not about this. Okay. So this is the characteristic that we are doing. Okay. And starting from here, we are do this marketing thing. Okay. This is still okay. Okay. Start with marketing. Like my earlier slide, what we are doing is after the product is ready, basically we already have the customer yet will buy that product. That for sure. After we are doing this. So the thing is, when we are doing selling like marketing, we're not really do this. We're not really doing the marketing like put in social media, or we sell in the marketplace, or we like a pamphlet or brochure. Okay, we do brochure, but not this public in the public area. Okay, and this is some people say that about this. Okay, now okay, this is one of the marketing process that we are doing basically. Like it's not like the other company that already mature, already having fixed product. Okay, for example, if you take a look at the brand like Lenovo, Dell, HP, I'm talking about IT product here, like the laptop that you're using right now. Okay, whether it's Dell, Lenovo, or maybe HP, Acer, basically they already built this product and doing the research and development a long time before they enter the market. But for us, because it's kind of new brand, so we're not doing that. It's kind of difficult to selling the product and compete with a product like Dell, Lenovo, and so on. So first thing, what we take a look is what exactly our client or our customer need. So basically, we are doing the custom product here. Okay, so it's not like in Yogyakarta you have bakpia, right? In Yogyakarta you have bakpia, and bakpia is you have many brand of bakpia, and this bakpia is owned by several brand, but the taste is almost the same. Okay, so basically that's what we are doing. What we are doing is just like we are doing a custom we're doing custom product which is fit with the customer or client requirement. That's why it's kind of a little bit problem when the pandemic is coming. I will let you guys know in my next slide. So this is exactly what we're doing. We are design the customer driven marketing strategy, like what exactly they need, what kind of plan they have, because basically our product is just coming or built because of the client requirement. So after the product is finished, it's become a unique product that used by the customer. So this is what exactly we've done every years in our company. This is what Otka doing basically in marketing. And about the IT that we are talking about, it's not just about the hardware, software, network, programming, and engineer. Is the entire scope of all job that related to the computer and technology in business, basically. So if people take a look a little bit closer to the IT business, it's very huge. Sometimes it looks like you selling the product in Tokopedia, Bukalapak, or other marketplace. But the thing is, what they are doing is just like improve their brand image. So basically, maybe they sell the product very cheap, or they just lost several rupiah every years, but basically they improve their brand image to grow their business. See, this is what I'm telling you, that we create something, or sometimes we customize. But basically, right now we're just doing customizing. Okay. Okay, this is someone already made for me, so I have to explain this. Are you still with me, guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Well,
Yes,
basically,
sir.
just because we are online right now, I hope that we're not misunderstanding with this kind of opinion or the perspective, because what I'm gonna share to you about the pandemic, I'm sorry if it's kind of slip tongue, or so I have to sorry if it will happen, if it is happen. Okay. So just like this picture, this is just intermezzo. Just like this picture, I'm talking about the perspective. Maybe some of you will see there is a beautiful lady there from a side, okay? But the other person, okay, maybe you will see there is a picture of grandma over there, and it slightly look like a witch, basically. Okay. Yeah, you guys must have a different perspective from that. Okay, this is just intermezzo, but what I warn you that what I'm gonna share here is about the IT industry perspective from this COVID. Okay. Okay, let's start with this. This is what happened to everyone in Jakarta. It's kind of difficult to, you know, to it's almost some of the companies that I know, they, some of them give up, okay, and choose to, so many, there's so many decisions that kind of difficult to take or implement, actually. So basically, we are here in this COVID and new normal. So we need new adaptation, like what we all know, that we cannot touch. We keep the distancing. We do work from home because the government told us to do that. Okay, so we have to, some of them stay at home, and this is not good for the production company. And we are doing online, which is it is good, but we not get used to it. Okay, some of people, they used to do online meeting online, and then we always think that something wrong with this environment, is something wrong with this situation that we need to fix. And of course we have to keep ourselves healthy. But the thing is, like okay, if we talk about how people get used to working online, for us in IT business, we have almost every time, even before COVID, even before COVID, we already work with, we already get used to work online, and doing some job at home and everything. But for the manufacturer, of course, it's kind of different than our what we are doing. Okay, this is some news that okay, this is there is some news that coming. Okay, and I do believe that everyone right now, the at the first, or at the beginning of 2020, almost most of people, they just watching the television, watching the news from YouTube, and what they want to know is all about how many people die because of corona, and how many people get infected by the coronavirus in Indonesia. Believe me, at the first years of 2020, we kind of do celebration for our successfully implement our project in 2019. So we don't care about this kind of issue in China until friend of mine, which is our partner in China, they they told us that maybe there is some delay will be it will be some delay for our product to come to Indonesia, and that's what they told me because that time is Chinese New Year, and some of the person that working in manufacture, they are still stay in the village. So it's kind of difficult to to take the all the employee coming to the city or coming to the manufacturer at the time, because this coronavirus makes the border between the town is it's not allowed to enter that time. So some people, they will talk about the crisis, disaster, and other disruption. Basically, what we are doing that time in Otka Tekno Aditama, we don't really care about this news at the first at the beginning of the 2020 about, and after we got the information that this virus come to or infected people in Singapore, we still heard that news, but we think that it's only happened temporarily, so we don't really concerned about that. But I think at the late of February or March, I forgot. Uh, the our president announced that there is some people infected by this coronavirus in Indonesia. Wow, that's make us shocked. It's I don't believe that we are strong people here and we can get this virus, okay? Because there's some joke that coming from people before this virus coming to Indonesia. Basically, it make us shocked with them, and I was kind of worried because one of our clients start to think about delay our project that we have planned before in 2019. Uh, but I keep convince our employee that this is only the temporary. There's nothing to worry because just like before, we will we will pass or we will get through this. Okay. So this is what happened at the first uh, at the beginning of 2020. So I just realized that because I heard and I saw some news from YouTube, television, everybody say that the pandemic can affect your business. That's all the conclusion that happened or I heard from the television. So my mind said that I have to do something different in to avoid this effect to our business, but we don't know what is that. Okay, so I start worry. All the manager in our company, they start worry, and this is what first time we are doing after 3 months, starting from the March. So about June, after we threw this some some process like the government asks the company to tell all the employee to work at home, and then doing this working at home and work online and everything. But for us, we cannot do that 100% because we have a server in our office that need to maintain, and we need someone to take care of that every day. So uh, we sometimes have to, run and hide from the government. That's the thing. So first, what we trying to analyze is basically this is the meeting. This is the result of the meeting that we have we got from I think at the start of June. We start to sit down. We are doing meeting, and we finally trying to understand what we can control and what we can control. So what we cannot control is just we don't know how long this virus will last. So we don't know if other people will following the rule of social distancing, if people wearing a mask or not, okay, or whether they're using hand sanitizer or not, and how other reacts. We take a look at Twitter, Instagram. There's so many bad news coming. Okay, there's some shortage of supplies. Even one of our product that we import from the China, it's kind of missing that time. uh, it's happened to us as well, and we don't know the action of the other, what prediction, what will happen next, and maybe there's some other motive from other people that maybe influence this. So basically, what we are doing that time is first time we have to turn off the news because we cannot filter which one is right, which one is not correct. Okay, and we try to we tell to every employee that just limiting the social media access, because if you heard that, you always worry. Okay, believe me, at the first, from the starting from the first March to June or July, we cannot avoid that there's what there is some employee, they just say that I'm sick, I stay at home. There's some of them also say that they feel not good because what, that's what they think, that's what we believe. But uh, Alhamdulillah, until right now, we don't have any employee that infected by this virus. So that's why first time what I told to all the employee that just turn off the news, limiting social media, and do your own social distancing. And okay, let's following the health recommendation because it's everywhere. You can read from, you can get all the information from, because it's easier right now. So trying to eat healthy because in around our office we have so many junk food. Okay, do exercising. This thing I didn't even do that because it's kind of hard. Okay. Yeah, for eating healthy, okay, I can find. Okay, just go find a good restaurant or send them to our home. But exercise, you can see my body looks very beautiful today. So it's not easier for me to do this. Finding interesting and fun thing to do at home. Yeah, of course. We have a plenty time to talk with family, of course. That's the good thing. But it's only happened maybe 1 or 2 months. After that, we get bored. We likes to go out, and that's what make Jakarta getting more and more people infected, because we cannot control that people will uh, take a distance or no. So we cannot control that. And about the other, of course, we just keep together in distance, even at the office. We put hand sanitizer everywhere in meeting room and front office. Okay, so we trying to keep healthy basically. So after we already define those what we can control and not control, we 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 got the information from. This is kind of shocked me out the time. It was in August when someone from manufacturer told me that, hey, we already have a party here. That's what happened. Okay. I said, what? In Jakarta, we still have this kind of problem. And they say that, I said, is it real? Yes, this is real. We're celebrating. So we before that, we kind of shocked. Okay. But after we saw this picture, we getting, we our spirit coming up. And wow, you can swim. I said, here there's no swimming pool open because they're afraid. And my friend told me that we still wearing a mask, but we can do whatever we are doing in some town, especially at Wuhan. So that's why we start to encourage ourselves that we can through this situation, even we are in this bad environment right now, in this bad situation. Okay, this is what I do believe. This is, you guys know better than me for this. Yeah, actually, I just take this from the book. What John C. Maxwell said, the problem always create an opportunity, and it is true. It is true. I tell you that at the first July, at the first August, we already got the order from one of our client, because we keep develop and we keep doing this. Okay, this is the new normal for the IT. Uh, we believe that need more IT, need more product that can support them working at home, support them keep in distance, support them to monitor how bad the weather or how bad the air condition on that area. So we believe there is a lot of uh, thing like that. Like people start to use e-learning right now. That's all I know. In every university, every senior school, they start to use the e-learning system. So it's kind of opportunity for us. That's why we start to do this kind of product. Okay, this is something that we got from the internet. There is some business that affected by COVID. Of course, their revenue will decrease, but we really show that there is some of the business type or business category that get the margin growing up, get the revenue grown up because of uh, they can get this opportunity basically. Okay, if we take a look, that there is some business get the lost some revenue like bike taxi, and then trader mean like people's they are selling the product directly, like in some market here in Jakarta, like in Tanah Abang, or some people's that selling the car directly. Okay, and like tourist business, uh, people likes when people decide to go for having fun or holiday, there's some public place also closed. And I heard some aviation. Okay, uh, And I heard that some aviation sector also got a trouble. But we believe that some business also have this kind of benefit, and luckily we are one of them. So basically, yeah, right now what we are doing is we have to take this opportunity. We are doing more. Uh, Even we are hire this programmer more in this COVID. So basically, this is what may be affected by the other business, but uh, in other business, you get the benefit for this. Okay, this is the conclusion. So do we have doing Q and answer while the speaker explain, or wait until it finishes?
We can do both, sir.
So
If there's any question, if there are any question from the participant, you can deliver the question now, if you want, or after the speaker finish. You can carry on, sir.
Okay. So this is my final slide. Basically, the conclusion that I got, this is what most of people always think. There's nothing new. Okay, because I'm not John C. Maxwell, I cannot write a good word. We have more time. This okay. This is all the thing that we need to take care of. Okay, and I do believe that you all doing all this, and we are doing here in Jakarta, even with this all situation. We are kind of worried that if our governor extend this PSBB, this PSBB thing, uh, we kind of worry basically. But if we have to do that, we will find the other way to keep going. Okay, Pak Miftahul, I think that's for me. Maybe if there is some question, or we can do discussion, or there's some thing that maybe not fit with this kind of, I apologize for that. But the thing is, in this area, in this situation, we have the same situation, and the discussion and sharing will be always great, because we can get more and more information, and we can get a lot of things by doing this kind of thing like this event. Okay, maybe that's for me. Thank you very much.
All right.
I give it to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Pak Andi Cahyadi, for the presentation. So it's time for you guys to deliver the question. You can actually deliver your question directly. I will let you speak, or if you a bit shy to deliver the question, yeah, you can just type it in the chat box. All right, please. Anyone? Student? Hi, all the students. You guys have to make a resume for this. Yeah, so please ask some question, or you want to respond the presentation that has presented by Pak Nuskan Cahyadi. Please. Anyone? Hello? Hello? Anyone?
Yes.
All right. Okay, I'll be reading the first question from the chat box first, and then if there's someone want to speak up, yeah, that's the chance is for you, yeah. All right. So the first question: is there any planning delay during this pandemic? Planning that cannot be done during pandemic. So maybe it's like a planning. Maybe you have set the strategy, Pak Andi, before the COVID, and then you cannot implement that strategy during the COVID, something like that.
Okay. Yeah. First, if someone will mention my name, like Nusman Cahyadi, I believe that it's kind of hard to mention, especially my first name. So you guys better call me as Andy.
It, sh-
Believe me, it's
it
easier.
should be really Arabic with ha nushan, nushan.
Yeah, you believe me, that time there is a one of people when I introduce my full name, they say like, your name just like a Bollywood movie. That's Shah Rukh Khan. I said, yeah, that is Shah Rukh Khan, my friend, not Nuskan. So, so guys, when you like to speak up, just call me Andy. It's easier, believe me.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, I will trying to answer that question. Well, about delay the plan. Uh, I I tell you, it's not just delay. We changed the whole plan. That's for sure. We changed the whole plan. Like I have mentioned earlier, that basically in 2019 we already have a plan, and in the beginning of the 2020 we basically just doing the celebration of our implementation in 2019. But when this coming, all our order is canceled. There's some is delayed, but when it's happened on August, basically July, some of our clients told me that you can continue with your plan, you can continue with your development, but in the different model. So for example, like this, that time they asked me to build a product to maintain or to monitor the temperature and humidity, and also the smoke detector. That's what we are doing on 2019. But when it's this situation happened, they said that you can continue your product, develop product, but you have to change a little bit. We will put all this product in public services, so you have to make sure that we can monitor the air quality. You can check whether the human body is okay, something like that. So we have changed all. So basically from the business perspective and from the product development perspective, we're doing the different thing. Basically, what if you are talking about delay, yeah, the project is delayed, but it's I can say that this totally changed. The plan is totally changed. So we have to do planning in very short time. We start do this planning on June, and we just have I think about 1 month to develop a new product that different that differ than what we have planned before. Maybe that's my answer.
All right. So
Okay, thank you.
hopefully it's answering the question. Yeah. Maybe I'll try to relate that question with my. I just wondering that. So you changed the business strategy, specifically the marketing strategy, right, to
Yeah,
adapt
correct.
to adapt or cope with this situation. And maybe is there any specific marketing strategy that you implement? Because now people or client, your client maybe really rely on, long distance relationship.
Yes.
So the communication should be more, intense and more, like very, very frequently communication, right? So
Yeah.
is there any specific marketing strategy that you implement to make your client uh, more trusted with you?
Okay. Well, basically, it's happened to everybody. Just in the model of a business that we are doing right now, basically what we are mostly do when we are doing marketing and sales, normally we just come to the our before pandemic, we come to the our customer site, okay, prepare the presentation, show our product, and let them do testing, and that's need a distance.
All right.
We need to talk,
Yeah.
okay. And you know that in Jakarta, if you in everywhere, I think, when you need to explain how incredible your product, in how incredible your product, so basically you just trying to find a coffee shop, sitting there and telling how good your product is, okay. And that's fun, that's what make the customer trust, okay. Like we can spend hours stay in the coffee shop, let's say like Starbucks, everything. So you just talk to our client, but you cannot do that anymore right now. So there's
Yeah,
no fun.
exactly.
Yeah, there's no fun, exactly. But like the product like us, basically like what I mentioned earlier, we already have a client, but the thing is it's kind of difficult to explain how good our product is, because we just can show them via online video conference like this. They cannot
Mhm.
touch, okay. So well, because they need it that time, so they don't have any choice. So
Mhm.
if we ask them to, if we ask if we can come and show that uh, how our product will be working, yeah, that's they allow, but only the product coming, not the people. We have to do some tests like rapid tests and everything. And most of employee here, yeah, they go for doing that. For the maintenance, basically our employees still come to the client side, but they keep in distance. Means that you have to get sanitized first and everything. But yeah, I do have a problem in supply chains basically.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
in supply chain we
Yeah.
have a problem because we import the product from China, and one this manufacturer, they also need some supply from other small manufacturer, even the production house, okay, like a small manufacturer with some people, okay. The problem in supply chains is when we send our design to the manufacturer, then they start to communicate with other supplier, right? They need a part. So that's kind of problem. It's not the manufacturer, it's not the main manufacturer, but the problem is in the small manufacturer.
The
Yeah,
supplier,
the sub, yeah,
the
the
sub.
sub
Yeah.
supplier, okay, the sub
Yeah.
supplier. So basically that's what happened in China is the problem is not with the big manufacturer, the problem is in the small manufacturer, because they don't have enough funding to build that, and the main manufacturer also trying to reduce the cost of the operation as well. So everything they are doing for that. So what we got suffer here is when the product coming, there's so many check basically. Maybe I haven't
Mhm.
mentioned that before. There's so many check. We got our product got stuck more than 1 month in April.
Custom.
Yeah, and custom clearance, we kind of have a problem with that, and this is because maybe government needs to more careful about what kind of thing that maybe inside of our product. So yeah, that's kind of that's our client already agreed that they like to use our product, but the competition happen is who can brought that product coming first. Okay, okay. So that's that's kind of the competition that we have right now, and it's happened everywhere. Like if you join with tender in a government institution or private company, they just say that okay, I need this kind of product. I know that it's mostly the same, but who can take to our place as fast as you can. So yeah, we have to deal with so many people there, like the logistic, like the manufacturer itself, and some of the delivery service. But the problem is always when the product comes to custom clearance, then it kind of stuck, you know. They ask us a lot of question. Basically, this is okay. I mean, in this time, you have to careful even when the product is coming from abroad. So we don't know what is inside that for sure. That's why that's what make us suffer. I think around April, June, April, May, and June. Yeah, we import the product from China and yeah, China. Uh, I think from Guangzhou and Shanghai at the time. When arrive here, we still have a kind of delay with custom payment, which is okay for us. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So to conclude your statement, maybe the marketing strategy that you implement right now, actually the key strategy that is very applicable to maintain the sales, I think the communication and speed of delivery, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. To be able to make your client more trust with you, and I think the price is not it's not the problem, right? Now is the speed of delivery, because everyone need the product as fast as it can. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. Thank you, Pak Andi. Maybe later we will conduct the Q&A session after the second speaker
Sure.
deliver the presentation. So, Clement Zemor, you still there? All right. You're okay.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm here.
All right. So the second speaker is Clement Zemor. Yes, he is actually the managing. No, the sales or the managing director. The
Sales manager.
sales manager in Haute Patisserie. This is F&B company actually that sells food commodity or from the raw material until the finished goods, right?
Yes, it's mostly finished products.
Finished
and,
product.
In bakery and pastry.
All right. So it will be very interesting to hear your to hear your perspective. So please, Mr. Clement, Monsieur Clement.
Bonjour.
He is French, guys. So bonjour.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Ça va?
Ça va très bien, merci.
Very bien, merci. I only can speak that comment ça va, and then bonjour, only that. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for still with us. Please, the time is yours.
Okay. So first of all, thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you, Mifta. Thank you, Universitas Muhammadiyah. And I'm very happy to join this webinar on international trade, which is exactly the type of business I'm doing. And my name is Clement, and I'm going to start my presentation. So first of all, to all the people in this webinar, salam alaikum, c'est Monia.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah.
So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Okay. So share screen. Up. Share. You can see my screen?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, good. So first of all, I want to make a remark on what Mas Andy presentation. It was very, very interesting. And there was one time where Mas Andy talked about what you can control and what you cannot control. So I thought that was very interesting because it makes you realize the exact situation. And in that part, on the what you can control part, so when you are at home and when you have to work from home, there was like eating healthy and exercise. So that, as a food industry player, I think eating healthy is indeed quite important, because there is a lot of food. You don't know what to eat. You most likely you always want to eat the most convenient food, like comfort food. But sometimes there's too much calorie, there's too much sugar, so it's not easy to eat healthy. So it's a real thing. You have to work on it, especially during this pandemic. So I hope you can hear me clearly. It's okay, the sound?
Yeah, the sound is very clear.
Okay, great, great. Okay, so this is my first slide. So just for you guys, on this slide, you can see clearly that in the middle is the virus. You see the before and after the pandemic. So it's pretty clear that it goes up and then it goes down, of course. So that's the main purpose of the pandemic, COVID-19, that a lot of things went down. But as Mas Andy said, not all the businesses, not all the activities decreased and went down, okay? So first of all, I want you to understand my activities, okay? You can stop me. You can ask question anytime, and I will answer. Really, please participate so it can be interactive. Don't be shy. Jangan malu, yeah. Don't be shy. And please, you can type the questions in the chat or directly talk if you are. I don't know if you're mute or not, but please let me know. So my name is Clement. I'm French, so from France. I'm graduated in international business from a university in France, near Marseille. So international business, this is good because that's exactly what I'm doing now. I have 8 years experience in the food industry. My job is basically to sell food from France, from Europe, so European countries, to Asia. Okay, so this is the true core of international business. So it's quite simple, actually. There's nothing complicated about selling products. It's quite easy process. You know, you have a seller, you have a buyer, and you do that. You manage the contact, you manage the relationships. The type of products I sell is bakery and pastry ingredients. So, like for instance, you all know, I'm giving you an example of an Indonesian product like chocolate compound, like colata. So colata is used, tulip also. Tulip is a compound chocolate. This is used in Indonesia in bakeries, hotels, restaurants. to make chocolates, to make cakes, to make anything that with the chocolate flavor. You can also have the tepung. Tepung, so is from wheat. Tepung is used to make bread, to make croissant, to make any types of buns. Okay, so this is the type of business I'm in, the bakery and pastry ingredients. I have put my Instagram on here. You please feel free to follow me. Okay, there's a lot of pictures of pastry and bakery stuff. So it's yummy Instagram. And why it's the Vanilla Guy Bangkok? Because the Vanilla Guy, because one of my products is vanilla. Okay, vanilla beans. That is used for pastry, for bakery. And Bangkok, it's because before I was working in Bangkok, Thailand for 3 years now. But now, so that's why it's a Vanilla Guy Bangkok, just for the signification. So as I was saying, it's bakery and pastry products from France. Okay, from France mostly. And the products I sell them to Asian countries. It can be in Taiwan, in Singapore, in South Korea, in Hong Kong. You have to understand that we live in a globalized world. Okay, so this is the main statement. But the globalization we are living is very high compared to, let's say, 50 years ago. 50 years ago, it was not that easy to take a plane and go to Europe, to the US. 50 years ago, it was not that easy to communicate with somebody that is in a very far country. 50 years ago, there was less international trade between countries. So we live in a globalized world where the trade, the commerce is, I would say, simplified today. It is standardized. So that's why a lot of companies want to sell abroad. Another reason why the companies want to sell their products abroad is, of course, to gain more market share abroad than the domestic market. Okay, so since things are simplified with the globalization, you want to gain market share abroad. And then after is the competition of the companies and of the countries. When you travel abroad and imagine you are a Indonesian businessman, you travel abroad, you go to Thailand or Singapore for a trade show in any type of industry. You go there, the people you will meet, they would have an image of your country in terms of goods. They say, yeah, Indonesian is, I know Indonesian is good for that type of products. I know Indonesian is good for that type of service. So when you travel abroad, there is this competition of the companies and of the country. Every country has a specification in trade in a certain type of products. So in my case, France is known for food globally and for bakery and pastry ingredients. So that means some French companies have a competitive advantage with their products, and that's why some companies are selling these products to Asia, to South Korea, to very far. Okay, so that's the reason. So now, how COVID-19 impacted my business on a very, so I'm talking only about my business. But that's very simple. COVID-19 affected a lot the F&B players in all the countries, especially during the lockdown. So what happened is that's very simple. Some of my customers told me, look, Clément, right now it's not the right time. I cannot buy your products at the moment because I don't know what's going on in 1 month, in 2 months. There is uncertainty. I don't know what's going on. Uncertainty is not good at all for business. It's not good because you cannot make forecasts, you cannot plan ahead, you cannot develop your strategy. So my customer, they don't want to take risk, and they say, okay, from now on, I'm gonna stop buying your products or reduce the amount of order I will get. And they most likely tell me, I prefer to clear my stock first. So I have existing stock, I clear my stock, and then later on I come to you to see if we can do something. So that's what I wrote here, uncertainty for business. Why? Because especially in F&B, again, F&B is food and beverage. In F&B industry was impacted by the lockdown. The lockdown means all the business are closed and everybody is home. So you cannot go to the restaurant, you cannot go to the hotel, no tourist industry, you cannot go to the mall, everything was closed. And also about the, how to say it, the mood, the business mood, okay? The virus is scaring people. It's a scary thing because it's serious. Some people are sick, some people die. So in some families that happen. And also it doesn't give you confidence to go out, to consume, etc. Confidence is very important for business, for people. If people are not confident in the future, in a close future, in a long-term future, you don't want to spend your money. You cannot spend money. You don't want to go out. You don't feel confident to go out and spend money because you are not safe. Maybe you are scared to catch the virus. And in the slide of Mas Andy, what you cannot control, of course, you cannot control if people wear the mask, if people are doing the social distance. This you cannot control, so you lose confidence and you don't want to spend your money. You don't spend your money in the restaurant, etc., etc. Okay. So that's the big picture of how COVID-19 impacted my business. In terms of figure, I would say that overall sales of my products are minus 40%, minus 30, minus 40% approximately. That's the picture of my business. So the topic of the seminar is the international trade and marketing and the impact of COVID-19. Okay. I want first for us guys to have the big picture of the economy. It's important. Well, it's what I call macroeconomics. It's important to have the big picture because that's where you can extrapolate things. If you don't have the big picture, you cannot extrapolate. An example is good, but you cannot take an example and make a generality, okay? So macroeconomics, recently the finance minister told that maybe Indonesia will be in a recession. So recession in terms of macroeconomics, it's when you have 2 quarters of decreasing the GDP. So of course, in terms of macroeconomics, you see the GDP growth minus 5.3 in Q2 2020 versus plus 5% in 2019. So this is the exact opposites, okay, in terms of economic growth. This is the first time since the Asian financial crisis in 1999 that you have a decrease in GDP. So this is definitely not a good sign for the economy. We can relativize thing in saying that everybody is in the same area. It's the same thing for all the countries, so most of the countries in the world, okay? Household consumption also, it's minus 5.5 in the second quarter of 2020. So that's for macroeconomics. The impact on Indonesian trade. So, you know, the economic growth, it's a factor. You have household consumption, exports, and Indonesian trade. So Indonesian trade is an investment, sorry. Indonesian trade is part of the import-export. So again, in the slide of Maswidi, it was very well explained what is the international trade. International trade is very simple. There is a buyer and a seller, of course. So when you accumulate all the data of the Indonesian company, you can know the amount of selling of when we say sell, it's goods and services. So what Indonesia sold and what Indonesia buy. Okay. So surprisingly, the COVID-19 pandemic, the consequence was a trade surplus for Indonesian economy. So you can see that the trade surplus is 2.3 billion in August 2020. It was quite unexpected. Why there is a surplus? Because the exports of Indonesia decrease more than the imports of goods. So it's mathematical, of course, if the exports are decreasing and the imports are at almost the same level, okay? So there will be a difference that leads to a surplus, okay? So Indonesia still have good exports of oil and gas, mineral, crude palm oil, electrical appliance, despite the COVID-19, okay? So despite the COVID-19, Indonesia keep on exporting products, goods or service, okay? Just one remark about the export of service. You know that tourism is an export of service. So when people come and spend their money here, it's like you are selling abroad, right? Because foreign money is coming to the country. US dollar, euro, Chinese yuan, they come to Indonesia and they change their money and they spend it mostly in Bali and other touristic spots across Indonesia. So the trade surplus, this is important to mention. A trade, sorry, share screen. Excuse me. Can you see my screen again?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so slideshow. So a trade surplus is when the export is higher than the imports. And this is good for the economy. A trade surplus is good for the economy. All the countries in the world, they want a trade surplus because you sell more products. Selling a product, it means that money is coming in the country. So if a Chinese is buying Kropuk, Indomie from Indonesia, it's good. It's an export of product. If a Chinese or a European, they buy oil or gas product from Indonesia, is also good for the economy, okay? So a trade surplus, it's a very good, a positive sign for the economy. But I have to mention that a trade surplus is good when the exports are high. When you export more, okay? So as we saw in the previous slide, the export of Indonesian products decrease, okay? So what will be good for the Indonesian economy is that there is a lot of companies that sell their products to Singapore, to Malaysia, to China, to Japan, to Europe, to France, okay? This is good for the economy when you have, because it means that the companies have a competitive advantage, okay? Competitive advantage means for that price and that quality, I prefer to buy Indonesian products than maybe a Chinese product or Taiwanese, whatever. So competitive advantage, exportation is good for the country, okay? Again, the general picture. Please have a look here on, I found those data that I think it's interesting because exports is the heart, okay? In this globalized world, exportation of products and services is very important, okay? The number one is mineral fuels, including oil and yeah, mostly oil. So that's the number one of products that's selling. The number two is animal, vegetable fats, oil, and waxes. Recently, you know that there is some controversy because in the European Union, they don't want to buy palm oil anymore from Indonesia. The reason is that they don't want to incentive the deforestation. Okay, so that's a parenthesis I make. The number three is electrical machinery equipment. So we mentioned it with before with Mr. Mifta. It's for instance generator set. Okay. Then footwear, clothing. So the clothes, it's a big industry in this country. There's a lot of factories for clothes, for footwear. Okay. And after you can see the other type of export. So the top 10 of this exportation account for 65% of all Indonesian exports. Okay, so you have a big picture here again of what Indonesian economy is selling abroad. So if you go abroad on a trade fair, on an exhibition, some people might know Indonesia for those products. Oh yeah, I buy footwear from Indonesia. Oh yes, I buy my iron in Indonesia. I buy my rubber, my machinery from Indonesia. So that's what Indonesia export. In the future, Indonesia has to strengthen those sectors and to create value in other sectors as well to boost the export. Okay. So we are still in the what's the impact of COVID-19, but now on a more smaller scale. So right before I was on the macroeconomic scale, now I'm more on the business scale. So this is something that affects all of us, right? Because the business, you can see, for instance, the restaurant in your area that maybe was closed, the bank that was always open, now it's closed, the mall that was, so this is a business, the impact on business directly on the COVID, especially during the lockdown, okay? So companies, I have this sentence, companies that have been making savvy digital investment before COVID were the most resilient, okay? Why? Because maybe before COVID, some companies could live without having a website, without having not really good online presence. Okay, the COVID pandemic had an impact on all those business that they have to be online. Now it's not a choice anymore. It's not a choice anymore. You have to. So I take this example, very broad examples. If you are doing business and you're selling goods, you need absolutely to have the delivery options with the apps. Okay, so go send, grab delivery. You need to be on the marketplace, the e-commerce platforms. This is a must go now, because if your shop is closed, how can you sell your products? Okay, you need to have a strong presence on social media and accurate business information on Google. You know, when you make a search on Google on your phone, on your mobile phone, the search are localized. Okay, so you will have first the information around you, like maybe 2-3 kilometers, okay? If your business has not accurate information on this, nobody will find you. Nobody will find you on Google, and nobody know you will actually exist, okay? Just one figures, guys, okay? We talked it in a Mass 3D presentation. Online deliveries for food in Jakarta, plus 41%. So it's a very, very big increase, okay? Of course, you don't have a choice. You cannot go to the restaurant. You have to use the delivery app, GoFood, GrabFood, Ovo, etc. for F&B delivery mobile, okay, 41%. Another big increase is for gaming apps, plus 14%. So gaming apps, of course, you at home, and more people are playing games, and more people are doing app in purchase. So they're spending money on the gaming apps, okay? So that's also direct consequence of COVID-19. So just, we are still on the business size. I want to make a quick case study on a restaurant. Imagine you are in Yogyakarta, you have your own restaurant, and all of a sudden, you cannot open your restaurant. Your restaurant is closed. So the thing is, if you are not available on GoFood or GrabFood, which are the two major apps, there are others, but the two major apps. If you have no Instagram accounts, if you have no Google My Business page, so this is the page when you are looking for a restaurant. If you are looking for Masakan Padang, you will have the results of the local search around you, okay? So if you don't have that, and if you don't have a website, you basically have no real existence for a potential customer. People don't know you exist. If they don't find your Instagram, if you don't find your website, they say, oh, this restaurant is not open, or does not exist anymore, or are closed permanently, right? So it's a bit, maybe the restaurant is open, but if all of the above is not present, you don't have a real existence in the mind of the people. So since PSBB forced restaurant to close for dining, you have to adapt and to do this. Now it's mandatory. Before COVID, it was an option. There was some leaders, some companies who were doing it better than others. But now, post-COVID, it's mandatory. And we saw that, especially in Jakarta, that Jakarta had, again, a PSBB with a lockdown for the second time, okay? So obviously, you need to adapt yourself. So COVID-19 also had a negative impact on F&B. We saw it. If your business is not adapted to the new normal, to the online situation, your business will close. So Marché Movenpick is a chain of restaurant, is a franchise restaurant from Switzerland, I think, that was in Jakarta. They had 3 restaurants in Jakarta. The restaurants were located in mall, like in Grand Indonesia, in Pondok Indah Mall, I think. So the restaurant in the mall, approximately 250 employees, they decided to close definitely their activities effective September 30. Okay, so this is a direct consequence of the pandemic. Okay, the pandemic increased the trend. So if your business before the pandemic is not doing good, if your business doesn't have an online presence after the pandemic, it's very difficult or impossible to work. So that's what happened to this chain. So the pandemic is real and it affects people in their lives because people lost their jobs and people lost their business. Okay, this is important to mention. Also, I found this data about top Indonesian cities hit by COVID-19 for F&B. Okay, all the major cities in Indonesia are affected, of course. Bali, Surabaya, Depok, Tangerang, Jakarta. Everybody was affected by especially by the lockdown. Some cities decided to have more drastic measure for during the pandemic. Like I'm thinking of like Jogja or Solo, that they decided to close the city. Like nobody can enter the city during the lockdown. Those are measures from the local government that I think it's good sometimes, because if they do that, is that the government has enough power to apply this. If you don't want to get more cases from people outside the city, you close the city for at least 14 days, because this is the time where usually you have to quarantine. So those measures are powerful to limit the spread of the virus, but also it comes at a price, because people outside the city cannot come, of course, to spend their money or to do economic or business relation with the people of the city. Another example that I think is important for Indonesia is the travel industry, of course. Travel industry in Indonesia, so you have both domestic market and international market. As you know, Indonesia is very known for Bali, and a lot of foreigners, foreign tourists, they come to Bali. Right now, Bali is absolutely empty. There is no foreign tourist allowed in Bali. So this is a major problem, because the hotels, the restaurant, the business cannot operate fully because there's no international tourists. Right now in Bali, the domestic demand is not enough to sustain an economic activity. It means that for the last 15 years, 20 years, Bali grew as a very global and quality tourist destination with many, many hotels, many, many activities, many, many tourist products. You can do anything. You can do scuba diving. You can do hiking. You can do anything in Bali. But it relies on international tourists. If there's no international tourists, the domestic demand is not enough to compensate. So this is a direct impact on the COVID-19. I was telling you earlier that we live in a highly globalized world. It's the exchange of goods, of services is very, very, the countries are more interdependent than ever. So one of the impact, the drastic impact of the COVID-19 is all the countries closed their border. We didn't see that for many, many years, maybe with the World War II. All the countries are closed. You cannot move, okay? The main argument of the globalization is the free circulation of goods, of services, and of people, of course. You have to be able to travel to another country, to another, to visit a trade show, etc. This is helps to do business and to interact to the economy. So right now, this is closed, and this has a huge impact, especially on the tourist industry. Right now, the domestic travelers are coming back to Bali, so especially from big cities like Jakarta, Surabaya, from some cities in Sumatra, everywhere. But again, it's not enough to fill the hotel and to increase the occupancy rate. Right now, the occupancy rate in Bali is 3%. So with 3% occupancy rate, you cannot be, of course, profitable. You cannot pay the bills. So some hotels prefer to close the hotel, especially five-star hotel. Most of them are closed. So it's very sad right now, the situation in Bali. One of the other important impacts, so this is the topic of this seminar, is the impact on online business. So the impact of online business, please read this sentence, okay? The trends that were happening in the market are now accelerated. I think this is the key sentence here. There were trends before the COVID, and the consequence of the COVID is that they accelerated the trend. So as I was saying for the restaurant example before, if before the COVID your restaurant was not ready, after the COVID it's even more difficult, okay? So that's exactly what happened here, especially for online business. Cloud, digital collaboration, analytics. This is the online business area. Technology investments. If you, after the COVID, you need to do all those technology investments, you lose time. Maybe the competitors, they were already doing those investments before the COVID, and you are now late compared to them, okay? So that's what I say here. If you are in advance before the COVID, you will suffer less from COVID impact. Doesn't mean you're not going to suffer. You will suffer just like everybody else, but you will suffer less because you have done the right choice before, okay? In the meantime, the impact on online business, it accelerates things. We were talking earlier about the strategy and the change of strategy. There's somebody who were asking a question about the delay and the change of strategy. The impact is really it accelerates things in terms of strategy. Maybe before imagine you are in a company that had the plan to go online, to be on e-commerce platform, etc. The COVID accelerate everything. So, okay, now maybe we were supposed to do it in December 2020. No, we have to do it now because we cannot wait anymore. So again, accelerates the trends. So again, the impact on online business. Lockdowns have channeled many people online for shopping, learning, entertainment. Shopping, of course, e-commerce, marketplace. People are buying more than they used to before COVID, okay? Learning, of course, e-learning, that's what we are doing now. You cannot go to school, you cannot go to university, but you have to learn. You still need to get your diploma, your degree at the end of the year. So it's e-learning. Entertainment, as I was saying, the streaming platforms are doing great right now. It's taking a lot of the bandwidth, okay? So more people subscribe to internet provider. Maybe they didn't have internet before, or maybe they had a low capacity, so it increased it. So all the internet provider enjoy an increase of in Indonesia, an increase of activity. So everything accelerates the shift to the digital services. There was a survey, so this survey confirms what we are saying, is that 28% of respondents say that they stream more online content than they did before the lockdown, because they spend more time at home and they have more availability to do streaming. And 68% said they would continue to watch stream content once the crisis had passed. This is because when the COVID impact our habits, okay? Something you are not doing before, now you do it more at home, and then it creates habits in the people. And those habits, will remain after the pandemic. On a more positive note, for the online businesses, this is a chance for Indonesia, for the students like you, to maybe operate a switch, or to have in mind that more jobs will be created in the next 10 years because of the change of habits. So we are talking about those change of habits. In Indonesia, in Southeast Asia, and especially in Indonesia, the habits change fast. This is what I believe it's very fascinating. People have the ability to change the habits, to switch to another app, to another website, to another product very, very fast. Okay, so many of the new jobs will require new skills, maybe in developing, in programming, e-marketing, all those online marketing on Facebook, Instagram, now on TikTok. So those skills, we will need skilled people, especially in this domain of online business. The goal is to create a modern economy. A modern economy, it means that it's a seamless, either for the government, for the businesses to communicate and to apply to do business in the new normal times. Okay, so it's important to that habits developed during the pandemic, to teach those new capabilities more broadly and more quickly. Okay, so I believe this is a sign of hope, because in Indonesia, people adapt themselves very quickly. So, as a conclusion, I want to say that this is a very challenging time for the Indonesian economy. All the economies are affected. Not, of course, it's everybody in this challenging time, but not all the countries are equal. You have sometimes a state, a government that is more powerful than other countries. Okay, some state, COVID-19 as a consequence, the government, the state has to spend more money for health services, more money to support businesses, more money for their everyday spending. So this is a big consequence. Okay, many people are affected by the situation. A lot of people lose their job, and the lockdown situation has to stop as soon as it's possible. I believe the best option is that the lockdown stop, that people respect the social distance, so the economy can come back more quickly. Some business can close for 2 months, 3 months, but for 6 months, you cannot. It's not possible. Only the big groups, the big companies, they are able to survive for a longer period. Okay? Indonesian government put a lot of efforts to control and to minimize the personal and societal harm caused by the COVID-19. And the consequence is a higher spending by the states. Maybe that will be compensated by higher taxes, I don't know, or higher debt. But for sure, there is high spending right now. As we said before, habits are changing fast, and this is an opportunity to modernize the economy, the Indonesian economy, and for some players to be able to be more competitive. So thank you so much. Thank you very much for listening. Let's have a discussion now. I would be very happy to answer your question. I hope I was interesting.
All right. Okay, you're welcome, Clement. Zemore. Thank you for the presentation today. We're, we will start the Q&A session for this moment. Maybe I would like to call the participant to deliver the question. Maybe anyone? Anyone? Would you mind to stop your share screen, Clement?
Okay. Yes.
All right. Okay. Any one of you want to deliver the question, or I found someone. I found someone that is already sent the question here. So maybe my colleague
Miftah,
from
Pak Miftah, sorry.
yes, yes.
Did you check the YouTube? The
Yes,
YouTube
actually the
notification?
YouTube
Okay. All right.
we got a trouble in YouTube connection, Bu Wati. That's why
Oh,
we
okay.
cannot conduct the live streaming on YouTube. I don't know
I
why,
see.
because maybe some setting or something wrong in the connection happen. Yeah, so we can actually conduct the live streaming properly. But I've already recorded this seminar, so maybe after this I can upload to you to management YouTube channel.
There is a question on the chat, Miftah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. What do you think about export-import business, especially on your product, and what's your suggestion to the smaller F&B player? So, as I was saying at the very beginning, the impact. So, when you do international business, imagine you are an employee and you are export manager like I do. How do you meet people? How do you meet customer? Usually it's among your network. So you already have a network, people you know because you work in this field previously. But one of the best thing on how to get new customers is the international trade, the exhibition. So you go to exhibition, especially in another country, in Singapore, in China, everywhere, and then you meet people, okay? So that was my case also. This is the best way to meet new potential customer. So that we cannot do anymore. So that's a big problem because it's in this pandemic time, it's very difficult to do new business because you don't know the people in front. You just know it by email or maybe by a phone call. It's more difficult to gain trust. They don't know you, they don't know your company, they don't know your product. So the answer that was given to that is that there was some online trade show. Okay, so it's not entirely satisfying, but that's one of the answer and that you can do during the pandemic time. The second thing is that you need to take care of your existing customer because this is the one who already know you and that most likely they will buy again from you. In this time, it's difficult to trust a new business partner, a new person to buy products instantly. So rely on your existing customer and treat them very well, I would say.
Okay. Thank you so much for the answer, Clement Zemmour. Maybe it's also related with the business in IT industry, in my opinion. So what do you think, Pak Nuskan Cahyadi, Pak Andi? So what about the small medium enterprise player in IT business to be more adept with this kind of situation? What do you suggest?
Well, yeah, first, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, 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 yes. Very
Okay.
clear.
Yeah. First, I agree with what Kamong said about the about that thing that having problem with all of us, and it's kind of difficult to find a new client or new customer this time. Well, the thing is, if we already close with our client and we believe that they will buy from us again and again because they already use our product, but basically it's still possible to get the a new client, but maybe it's kind of difficult to convince them how to make sure that they will use our product in IT business, because our product especially we kind of have to make them taste what is in our product basically. So the thing is, we have to come to our client and then do this presentation and demo. So we can do presentation by online, but the thing is, when we have to provide the demo, it's kind of difficult. The thing is what they just can see, but for existing customer, it's kind of a little bit easy because they already use it. So we just say that there is some enhancement. And with the manufacturer, the problem is not only that I mentioned earlier about the providing the sub supplier, to get the sub of the material and everything, and that's impact to us. So when we are promised to our client that we can provide this product immediately, so we kind of hold that thought. So it seems like when we always say to our customer, okay, we are not be able to provide you this product maybe after 1 month, so maybe it will take longer. And luckily, yeah, they understand because of this situation. So the thing is still good for us, but if we are talking about the revenue that went down, yeah, it's happened. I'm really sure that it's happened in every sector of industry. Not even if people say that in IT business we can survive more because there is some new product comings, because this is some enhancement that we're doing, and there's some of government budget also goes to the COVID-19. So yeah, this is the opportunity, but we still have to make sure that we have enough time to compete with the other, because right now on every IT business they also prepare, just like what Clemong say. Everybody prepare. So if we can prepare maybe better or as soon as possible, yeah, we can compete. We can do competition. So I think I agree with you, Clemong. This is everywhere, and it's happened to any business. But for IT business, we kind of a little bit lucky this time, but we're not really lucky because the revenue also went down since March, March 2020.
All right. Thank you for the answer. And maybe another opportunity for the participant.
Yes.
All right. Mutiara. All right. Please.
Yeah. So I have some questions. Now that Pak Andi talking about product. So during this pandemic, do you do some kind of adjustments to your portfolio or the way you do the business during this past 7 months? I mean, like during the COVID.
Sorry, it's kind of a little bit cracking here. Can,
Can
you
you hear
repeat
me?
it? Yeah, no, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. So you were previously you were talking about the products, yeah? And then I will only like to know like whether do you do some kind of adjustments to your portfolio or the way you do the business during this past 7 months?
Yeah. Yeah, of course, we changed. Basically, that I have mentioned earlier that we not just change the business plan, we not just change the way we develop the product, but we also kind of move, kind of shift everything. So we're not just delay the answer of the last question, but we change the whole plan. Basically, we already prepare everything in 2019 to build this kind of product because our customer already satisfied with the previous product, and now we are trying to enhance our new product. But like what I mentioned before, that the problem is we need to support from the manufacturer, we need to support from our distributor. Okay, for the local distributor and local company, like what we are doing a partnership with the Yogyakarta company, one of the Yogyakarta company. It's all about software, so they still can do develop the software, doing research and development. But the thing is, we need to put that software into the hardware that provided by manufacturer in China. So yeah, it's kind of difficult to tailor to combine everything together right now. Yeah, it is true. But the thing is, the client still ask us to provide this kind. So the portfolio, of course, it's a little bit changed, okay, but not really change the whole uh, the whole development environment right now. So the product will be changed. Yeah, that's true. But if we are what we are doing right now, it's just like the earlier years. Like in 2019, we're doing development, we're doing partnership with other company. We still have communicate with one of the some of the manufacturer in China. But yeah, there is one or two manufacturer that we used to depend on. They they are shut down right now. They're shut
Okay.
down because they are not enough, do not have enough funding. Because there's some of them also production house. I mean, it's a small business in China as well.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mutiara, for the question.
May I ask one more question for Pak
All right,
Clement?
please.
Yeah. So I have one question for Pak Clement that if I understand well, that his business relies very much on trading, yeah? So now that the rest of the world is severely affected by COVID-19, and how do you survive during this time? And is there any additional restrictions in trading system during this pandemic?
There is no miracle solution in this time. I believe the right approach is to get closer to your customer, to take news. What I always do is that I contact them and I say, how is business? So, okay, of course, business is bad, but do you see an improvement? Something like this. It's really about keep in touch with your existing customer, the people you all know. I believe that this situation makes us all, it's like you get closer to the people and the things you know, your family, your friends, your customer. You don't have opportunities, unfortunately, to go outside. In terms of the products, the service you are offering is the same thing. You cannot launch a new product right now. It's impossible. So imagine a food company that planned to launch a big new product in April 2020. It's just not possible because you know it will fail. So you have to postpone the projects and just rely on the existing and make sure everything is doing good during this time. On the other side, the activity is much slower. Of course, you have less new prospects, less things to do. So maybe you can take this time to work on more long-term projects. That's the way I see things.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, it's going more and more attractive as the time goes by. And then maybe I would like to read one more question from the chat box. From the same participant, I think. Is it wise enough to join the state-like Dinas UMKM? When they arrange exhibition to reach new customer, we can see that's like a trigger for SME to rise their business. So maybe the partnership with the government, sometimes the government provide their official exhibition, right? So is it good enough to join with them? Because our government sometimes held an exhibition for the SME. Is it effective enough or not, do you think? Maybe start from Clement Zemo.
It's an online exhibition? I don't know this. It's an online exhibition organized by the government?
Yeah, maybe something like that.
Okay, but as I was saying earlier, since you cannot go on a real exhibition, a lot of companies, I have been solicited by many companies, they want to organize online trade show. We don't know which one is good, which one we use, which one we should use, and etc. etc. But things are still moving. I think the online trade show, it's very important. So I believe any initiative that can give you online exposure and meeting potentially new people or people you already know is good. So after, it's always the same for a trade exhibition. It has to be targeted in your business. So if you are in the food industry, you have to question the organizer. Who are the visitors? Who are the exhibitors? Is there my competitors in the exhibition? Okay, if there is my competitor, yeah, I have to go. If you ask those questions, and yes, of course, you have to do those online events because you don't have a choice. And maybe if it's the government who organizes this for small and mid SMEs, I think it's a good initiative to participate in this. Yes, I believe.
All right. Okay. So there's maybe the last question from my colleague that is now in Barcelona. Pak Taufik, are you there?
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay. Okay. So what time there?
At 10 a.m.
Oh, 10 a.m. in Barcelona.
That's right.
Buenos días, señor.
Buenos días.
Buenos días,
Buenos
señor.
días.
Please. Yeah, this is actually, Pak Taufik is one of my colleague in university, and he is now studying in University of Autonoma Barcelona. Have you met with Messi, Pak Taufik?
Not yet, maybe.
Not yet. He's always spent their time in Plaza Catalunya for, like drinking Coca-Cola with other players. So
really?
meet Messi there. Yeah, I know because
really?
He texted me before.
Okay. Okay, fine. I will join it. I will join him.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay, please.
Yeah. I think this is very the good topic for our discussion today, since you know that COVID-19 have as the approach the huge impact on any industry, on maybe any aspect on our business. And my question is, we know that the COVID-19 maybe has forced many industry to reset on the strategy in the way maybe they do daily. Yeah, maybe in operation, marketing, maybe human resource, and yeah, finally finance. Yeah. Maybe as the business player, maybe as international business player that you did, what is your opinion regarding about the changes that happens today that maybe is tend to be the benefit or loss or the big loss for you? This is the first question. The second question is the base of your experience, what the industry should maybe do uh, in the response of maybe in the radically changes today, because we know that the speed of the each business to respond this COVID of this pandemic may be different between each other. Okay, maybe these are the two questions for both of the speaker for today, Pak Miftah.
Okay, please start from Pak Andi. Maybe you can give the response for this.
Well, yeah, in IT business, it's also impact, of course, impact is kind of operation that we're doing. So if before we always communicate with other distributor or maybe in our development environment, mostly we're doing offline, and now we are doing online. Okay, and when we are think about a way out, basically what we always believe is we just go move on, and we will find a way to get out from this kind of situation. And we always believe that there's this will be end, but we cannot wait until this end, right? So we have to just
Yeah,
move
right.
on. Yeah, we cannot wait because we don't know when this situation will be stopped. So we have to deal with this. We have to become a friend of the situation. And in IT business, we kind of little bit lucky because there's some other somehow we don't need to deal or move to the financial decision. Like maybe that time we almost, in my experience, because we kind of worry about we cannot selling amount of product like previously or like other before pandemic. So we kind of like have a decision to have a speculation in currency. That time we almost moved all our rupiah to dollar. Okay,
Right,
because
right.
we like to do the speculation, but we are not we're not the man that understand how to do with this financial thing. I mean, financial mean that we're not selling product, we just move our rupiah to dollar. It's kind of speculation. Okay, and
Okay.
we almost done that, but we didn't do that. And there is in my experience there's some company also reduced the number of employee, okay, in operation. We almost done that as well, but the thing is, because we believe that this will be end or we can deal with this, we didn't do that. Because what, it's kind of difficult, believe me, it's kind of difficult to find employee, especially in IT environment, like a programmer, software as system engineer or field engineer. We almost reduce the number of field engineer because there's no need to come, right? We don't need to come. So we almost done that. But finally, we cancel that and we keep our field engineer. And yeah, we still keep maintain some of our client. So the thing is, we trying to keep up. We trying to not doing reduce the number of employee and everything. But the thing is, yeah, there's some investor go. There's some investor they gone. That's why I always believe that first time what you have to keep is the customer and client, and the second is always employee, because investor can go anytime. When they saw that our business is not good anymore, the investor just go. Okay, but employee and client will be stay there for us. So there's not too many things change. But the thing is, now we have much more to do, and we have much more to think about what kind of product that fit with this COVID-19. Maybe that's my answer. I hope you satisfied with that.
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Simon, what do you say about this?
Yeah, it's very interesting, Mas Andy. That also reminds me something that we didn't really mention is the COVID-19 had an impact on currency exchange.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now with if you buy, so it really your question it really depends if you export or if you import. So you buy machine to China, now the cost is higher because the currency is the rupiah is lower. So this is a direct impact. Now you need to pay more to get to if you are import company, if you buy products from France, from anything, you need to pay more because the rupiah is lower. This is a very not good thing for the economy. In
Yeah.
terms of
Correct.
resetting the strategy, we mentioned it before. Here again, it has a drastic impact. All of a sudden, you have to change your plans. Maybe those plans you've been doing for 1 year, 2 years, you have to change almost everything, put on hold the major strategy, stop launching new products. And for some organization, again, it depends on the business you are in. In the food industry, so if you are more on the mass market, this was not affected. People still need to eat, so they buy products that are cheap to eat every day. On the more premium market, this is and this is the market where I'm in. We were more affected,
Yeah.
because you don't consume, you don't go to the restaurant, you don't go to holidays to Thailand, you don't go to those hotels and those
Correct.
places where usually the food is higher.
Yeah,
So
right.
again, this is this depends on the type of business you are in.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the question. All the participants. Thank you, Pak Taufik.
Thank
It's
you so
getting
much.
more. Actually, it's getting more attractive. The discussion. This discussion. Yeah. But the time limiting us actually. Yeah. So to conclude this discussion, I think one of the most, not one, some of the most priority that should be considered is actually the communication to the clients, to the suppliers, and so on should be enhanced, and as well as the speed of delivery. This is how you deal with your suppliers, with the forwarding company, logistic, and as well as maintain the contract with the supplier and so on. And in terms of the communication itself, actually it's about how do you expose your business through digital platform. So this is the time to set this strategy, because you cannot actually involve in many offline events, because there are so many restrictions. Yeah, there are so many restrictions on this. So expose your business through digital platform will be the best choice, in my opinion, and as a conclusion of our discussion today. And one of the interesting thing is, based on the experience of Pak Andi, actually you hold your employee. You don't actually reduce the number of the employee. That's also the good thing, because to find the best talent, maybe we are all agree that this pandemic will end, but the question is when. But the next question after that is, if you reduce the number of the employee, you will actually spend the cost again for recruitment, right? And
Right.
finding the best talent is not easy. right? Maybe they after they get out from your company, they already find the new company that fits with them, and they feel comfortable. And when you ask them to rejoin in your company, they will refuse that.
Yes, of course.
Maybe you will, at the end of the time, you will lose the opportunity as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's my notes and as the conclusion for this discussion. So I think this is the end. Thank you so much for joining us for the keynote speaker, my colleague Pak Taufik Akbar of from the Department of Management, Buati, and as well as Bu Isto Finance Tuti. We have Bu Indah as the head of Department of International Program, and as well as Pak Radian. I saw Pak Radian. I don't know, still here or not. Thank you so much for joining us, and of course for all the participants, the student, maybe also the other participant outside the Universitas Muhammadiyah. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so
Pak
much.
Clement and Pak
Andy.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, it's easier.
Oh yeah, one more thing, because maybe Pak Andy and Clement actually need human resource. So we have so many human resource. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want my student to actually do an internship
Yeah.
in your company, maybe in a work from home format, it's a pleasure for us to provide that. Okay. I'll contact you soon, Pak Andi and Clement.
Yes,
Thank you
please.
so much. All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Actually, we are the one who asked Pak Andi and Pak Clement.
Yeah.
It's honor for us as well. Yeah.
Offer and we are more asking.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much,
Thanks.
Buati,
Thank
for
you so
supporting
much.
us for the management department. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
very much, Pak
let's
Mifta.
end-
Very good
let's-
webinar.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
Thank
you. Let's
you.
end this webinar with hamdalah together. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin.
Alhamdulillah.
Wabillahi taufik wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi
Thank you so
wabarakatuh.
much,
Thank you so
everyone.
much, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.